Good morning all, welcome to Watching Watches once again, and I have a little treat for you this morning. I have a watch which is just coming off eBay, and it is a Tudor, and it's the 1926, the new Lunar series. So it comes through the eBay authenticity program, so you got the guarantee there. And you can see the details there. So it's the Tudor Lunar model 91560. Anyway, that's just to give you a bit of peace of mind. Just put some gloves on, you don't need to see my workshop hands. Today I'm wearing my Seiko Sriracha. A beautiful watch. Alright, so let's have a look at this Tudor. So it comes in a white outer box. Box condition is good. You know, Tudor is being a brand which is owned by Rolex, as we know. But you can see the difference in, it's kind of a step down from Rolex. The box you can see is just a cardboard box. You know, not on the same sort of playing field as Rolex, but still, you know, it's, as they say, the poor man's Rolex, as it's known, perhaps a bit unfairly. Right, noisy chair, I'm afraid. So the sender has obviously put that in just to stop the watch rattling around. You've got the Tudor signed box. Let's take that out for now. So let's see what we've got in here. There's the hang tag in that. Usually you'd have in there, you know, you could keep a watch tool in there and any spare links. So the retail on this is £2,300, and it's supposed to be in very, very nice condition, so we shall see. So we have the Tudor user manual, the guarantee booklet, and the card itself. And this one is dated, the date of purchase is dated the 13th of February 2026. So it's the date of sale, the original date of sale is just around a month ago. So it's going to be very, very new condition, this. And it looks like it is indeed unworn. It is a very nice blue. The camera is probably showing it maybe a touch brighter than you might see it normally. So obviously you can see that moon phase there, which looks very, very nice. When I first saw these, I was actually looking at them when one of my children was getting married. One of my sons was getting married soon, and his bride bought him a 1926, not the moon phase one, but the previous version. And when we were looking in the shops at them, I saw this one because it had just come out, and I wasn't sure about this. The moon phase itself is fine, but the sort of cloud thing there, which, I mean, you have to have that in order for the moon phase to work, so that you get the crescent moon as the moon goes round and hits that sort of half moon shape. So you need to have something there, but I just wasn't sure how the silver would look, but it's actually beautifully done. You can see that it's got like a brushing on it. It is actually very, very nice. And you've also got that silver edge of around the dial, around the sub-dial, which is obviously the metal, the bare metal, the naked metal of the actual dial itself. And you can see that brushed sunburst as well, which is also very, very nice. You've got applied indices on the even numbers, and sort of these darts on the odd numbers. And also the minute track is actually very nice. It's a bit vintagey actually. The minute track, rather than having a regular minute track with sort of little markers, second markers, they're dots instead, which I think is very, very nice. It works very well with the moon phase as well. I think that's very nice. You've got a signed crown, and yep, the stickers are all still intact. It doesn't look like they've ever been removed. And we've got here no returns if removed, so I'm going to have to leave that on for now until I'm entirely sure that everything is as it should be. You still have the blue wrappers on the buckle. You got the trifold buckle. Signed. This isn't going to be a review. This is literally just an initial box opening. Polished ends on the links. Polished. So it's a 7-link bracelet, and you've got the brushed ones on the end, and the middle ones are all polished. It's a nice bracelet. I believe this is screw-in. Yeah. So the date wheel. It goes the opposite way to my Seikos. Seikos all go in the opposite direction. What's in now? 5 to 11. And it's the 19th today. I'm assuming that the date is in the right spot. Quite a lot of play there. Maybe not as much as things like Seikos, but quite a lot of play. That is a very, very pretty dress watch. But it is a watch which you can kind of wear anytime, really, any day of the week. I wouldn't necessarily wear it when I'm working on my lathe, but a very wearable watch. And I'm not entirely sure that all the links are there, actually. Let me just stick that on my wrist. My son, who's got the original 1926, I had to order extra links for him. I mean, I'd only need to take out maybe 1, maximum 2 links. Whether or not it fits me perfectly or not is another matter. We'll soon find out, because I'm notoriously difficult. And this being a bracelet of this style doesn't have any micro adjustment, so the links are not huge, so hopefully I'll be able to get a good fit. So we'll have to wait and see whether I'm going to wear it perfectly or whether I'll have to wear it a little bit loose. One of the things which I like very much are these ceramic bearings here, so that's to avoid any wear and tear. So you have that clicking into position there, and then again there as well. So it's not, you don't get this very, very clicky kind of click. It's almost like a soft but defined, soft and defined click. But the fact that it's got those ceramic balls means that it should do very well over a long period of time. It shouldn't loosen or anything like that. It's quite well known for the Tudors. I'm not sure if the Rolexes have them as well or not. I don't know. But it's a nice buckle. I like the buckle. The very nature of the watch being a dress watch, you're just not going to get the micro adjusts. There are some sort of dress watches that are out there which do have a micro adjust, even though it doesn't have the traditional sort of big clasp, you know, the way you've got the ability to incorporate a micro adjust. There are some really innovative designs which allow for, I think Christopher Ward might have one on one of their watches. I'm not sure, or maybe it's Zelos or one of those that has one, even though it's like an integrated, or I don't know what you call them, like a seamless clasp, a hidden clasp. Is that what you call it? Like a butterfly kind of clasp. So first impression, you know, it's not as heavy as I thought it might be, but there is a significant heft to it. I think that this is a 39mm. I think the Luna is only available at this stage in the 39. The 1926 you can get in 3 or 4 different sizes. It's a line in Tudors that you don't see much about because all the hype is around the black bays. But in actual fact, if you're not into having these big massive watches on your wrist, the 1926 is a very, very nice option. And you know, my collection has been sort of moving towards slightly smaller, not small but slightly smaller. So whereas my dive watches are 42 and 43mm, something like that, most of my other watches are in the 39-40mm. My King Seiko is 38mm. So my watches have been getting a little bit smaller. So this does really fit in very nicely with the small but concise collection that I have. So it does look to be pretty much unworn. It was bought for, not by me I should say. It remains to be seen whether I actually obtain this watch or keep this watch. But it was won in an auction at a very good price, significantly less than the retail, and it's in retail condition. It is brand new, still got all the stickers, so that's very, very cool. There's something about having a watch from when it's new, from unworn condition. Whether you bought it from the retailer or not doesn't really matter, but if you're the person to really wear it in, and any sort of usage marks are made by you, it's kind of, you're building a history with a watch. Whereas if you buy a fully second-hand watch, which has been worn for some time, you kind of only part of the history. So it depends on your approach and your attitude towards watch collecting, I guess. I have to say that the silhouette, the overall shape of this watch, very similar. It's thinner than my Seiko, but it is quite a similar kind of look. Very similar shape to it. You look at the lugs, very similar indeed. So it fits in very well, as I said. So perhaps at some point in the future we'll have a proper review of the watch. But for now, that's been the box opening of the Tudor 1926 Luna. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you on the next one.